one was very good in the post. I think Stewart had some very nice moves in the post. And, if we're going to play, regardless of which defense we play, whether we're fronting the post and trying to keep the backs from going in, whether we're playing behind and trying to play one-on-one, when they do catch it, we've got to defend them. We can't give up, better than 50% field goal percentage. I think we've got to take better pride in our individual matchup defense. I thought, going back again, the UMBC, that was the difference in the second half in that game. Individually, they just matched up. They found ways to score one-on-one, whether it was backing us down to the post or on quick post-ups from their guards, or whether it was their post-ups, waiting for kind of things to clear out. Everybody's got to get the shooters and matching up, and then they go one-on-one. Those are the things where we've got to make that next step. But when you look at this game versus what happened against Boston the first time, they were getting everything off their screens. Their posts were scoring uncontested layups, not on post moves, just coming off screens. We were not in the right position. So in that regard, we've made some big improvements, and we've made them work harder for what they get. Now, this is the next step, and this exposes the next weakness, and that's part of the process.
I was going to, glad you brought that up. I'm wondering what the level of motivation is after, seeing them again after the game down there, which obviously probably was, if it wasn't your worst game of the year, it must have been close, and I realize you had some other injury/illness dynamics, but I mean, was that a motivator just tonight to say, we're gonna play them and show that we weren't as bad as we might have looked the first time?
Yeah, for sure. Coach said at the beginning of the game that we were down 42 to 6. And I mean, I didn't get to play very much that game because I was sick, but just being able to watch that and not be able to contribute, and I don't know, just going through that as a team, really, it takes a toll on you, and you don't want that to happen again. And that was definitely motivation for me to get back at them and prove that we're better than that.
It must have been, even though it was only halftime, I mean, just the way you came, they were up 15 or something early in the mid first half, and you guys got it back. I mean, again, showing some resilience seems to be kind of a trend.
We did. I thought we played well. It wasn't a 40-minute effort from us, in terms of the best we could play. But I thought there were building blocks that we could improve on. And a lot of what we're trying to do is it's not just to educate the players and to teach them, it's also educating our fan base. And that's why I said that at halftime. We realize the difference, the steps that we've made, how far we've come since January. We were down 36 points in the first half to the same team, and it's now a 3-point game. And it's not at all, Pete, that I'm saying I'm happy with where we are.
Right.
That's not me. I'm not going to tell you that. But at the same time, as hard as I push them, if I don't ever acknowledge the fact, both publicly and to them, privately, how far they've come, they're going to tune me out after a while. Say, well, what's the point? We're never good enough. We're never going to meet your expectations. And so it's really important to make that point that this group of right now maybe 9-10 players, healthy players, are doing their best to get better, and they're working hard every day, and they're learning things. The stuff that we did defensively tonight, and going back to our win against Binghamton, was stuff that we had no grasp of back in October and November. I'm sorry for our program. I'm sorry for these kids that, for Sam and for Brittany especially. Sam Wheeler with her injury, has even suffered more with not being able to play this year. But for those seniors, that they didn't have another year to kind of learn it and then apply it moving forward. But I'm happy for Sam that she's averaging almost if it's not a double-double, it's obviously very close in the conference. She's averaging whatever 13 points and 6-7 rebounds. She's established herself this year in the conference since December as one of the best post players in the league. And You know, for Sam, that's a huge credit to her because nobody thought that in October. You know, and Brittany has really stepped up her game. She's averaging, you know, almost double figures as a senior. That's by far her career best, and she's really stepped up. So, you know, and even for our freshmen, you know, this wasn't a great shooting game from Brittany Anderson. You know, she was 0 for 4 from 3, 1 for 7 from the field, but she was 6 assists with 1 turnover. I mean, there are a lot of games we had early where those numbers would have been reversed. Yeah, you know, where she has 1 assist and 6 turnovers, and so that's a huge.
I love though you mentioned like execution stuff. I was even seeing you maybe once a week, once every 10 days. I was like tonight in the first half, just the way the posts worked off each other and stuff. I was like, man, they weren't doing that like 2 weeks ago. You know,
I thought the quality.
well, because you were out. Maybe that's why.
Well, we definitely have gotten better at working with each other. I think.
I think Corinne's done that. I think Amber Smith being able to come back and give us a few minutes in practice and compete, you know, has helped. I mean, even that has made a difference. But there's a solidarity there that's really important. And we did execute better. We got good shots.
And
now, they're better shooters.
And the
Boston
time
deserves credit.
Becca took the baseline cut that you hit her.
Yeah.
Just she recognized, hey, giant gaping hole, I'm going.
That's not
She's
the
like,
first time that's happened. That was something that happened in the Binghamton game too, where she